It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. From TD Garden in Boston, tonight, the Boston Celtics getting set to match up with the New York Knicks. The opening tip won by the Celtics, and we're underway in the Garden.
I got him. Here we go.
Walker. Julius Randle sends it away. Possession lies with New York. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Play.
Hayward to Kemba Walker. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
Down low to Monroe. And a pass stolen by Boston.
It's early. Get a good quality shot here.
To Cantor. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
Jay, the Knicks searched long and hard for their next head coach. They chose David Fizdale. Why was this the right choice?
Well, first off, he's a two-time NBA champion as assistant coach with D. Wade and LeBron James from Miami Heat, and I got some time to spend with him down in Miami at D. Wade's fantasy camp. He is hard and very stern, but it comes from a brotherly place. His ability to build the right culture in New York will be imperative, but it all starts with that kind of teaching.
Jaylen Brown, a couple of free throws on the way. A career 65% free throw shooter. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Across the timeline, it's Walker. Leads 3. And scores.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Iguodala. He'll run the offense. Smith. Nothing going here on that drive. New York with 4 to shoot, and he'll head to the line.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
Knocks down the first. And gets both to drop at the line. Walker into the front court. Up by 3. Nothing going here on that drive. And he's fouled. And he earns a trip to the line.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let him know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
First one, count it. No good on the second. It's a 1 of 2 trip. Down to Randle. He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Julius Randle has got 2 shots coming. 71% for his career. And hits the first free throw. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. The jumper's off the mark. To Monroe.
Hands off, get the board.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Oh man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Julius Randle tips it. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Knicks with 4 to shoot. To Dennis Smith Jr. That's a 24-second violation. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. Jay, for once, Trader Danny was Danny Ainge. Celtics didn't do that much, but Eastern Conference didn't see much change either.
Yeah, they didn't need to do anything if you're the Boston Celtics. You already have all the pieces to the puzzle. There's no doubt about it. The Celtics are now in the driver's seat.
To Monroe.
Sure you want to do this?
Nothing going here on that drive. Big finish that time for Julius Randle.
Oh man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Boston with the basketball. To Cantor. Hayward. Smith with it up top. Down by 1. Spinning shot. Won't fall.
And physicality is your friend. Don't let these guys get any easy ones down low. Make them look at the refs, wondering where the foul was every time.
To Walker. A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul. Smith into the front court. They trail by 1.
Screen coming.
Gordon Hayward. Huge block.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
To Hayward. Cantor. 4-3. That's dancing with danger. Kemba Walker left wide open, and he drills it for 3.
It's all about creating space with the dribble. Once you have that gap, you can beat somebody in a variety of ways. He chose the dagger with the 3.
Enes Kanter pins it.
Just incredible timing on that swap.
Driving right to the basket. And the finish at the rim.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
New York with 4 to shoot. The screen sets him up for 2.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
Into the front court, it's Walker. They lead it, 4-point game. Nothing going here on that drive. To Kemba Walker. 5 on the shot clock. And it's Smith there for the rebound. Iguodala to bring it up. Down 4. Slams it down. He climbed the ladder on that one.
Well, the question is, how big is the ladder? He's still climbing.
Ball's controlled by Boston.
Ball.
Give it to him. Kemba Walker, 3 for 6 now.
Ed, here's a next level comment for you. K-Walk is one of the rare guys in the league today that blurs the lines between the streets and the league.
To Julius Randle. Scores from the post.
Old school equals high percentage.
Hayward to Walker. Here comes the screen. Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Walker Made his first effort, but not that time. To Julius Randle. Turns and slams it down. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Down the lane to lay it in.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Knicks with the basketball. To Payton. Here comes the screen. Randle. Fires the three. Not that time. He misses. Walker with the basketball. Lead is 2. Nothing going here on that drive. Count it.
They're going to have to find answers defensively and quickly because he's carving them up in the first quarter.
To Julius Randle. Not that time. The big guy, Greg Monroe. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
I got ball.
Walker. The drive right to the basket. Greg Monroe with the block.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
And they retain the possession. Iguodala to bring it up. Down 2. Randle. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
Gordon Hayward at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 82%. First free throw is good. Able to convert on both free throws.
Substitutions, New York. Entering the game for Boston, number 11, Enes Kanter.
Smith. And he stepped out of bounds. Turns the ball over. Celtics have it. Here comes the screen. To Hayward. Nothing going here on that drive. Hayward. To Kanter. Deep left corner. Hayward with a shot, no good. Nice touch around the basket with the tip.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Into the front court comes Smith. Looking to make something happen. And he finishes at the rim.
Oh, don't see the read, be the read.
I got ball. I got ball.
Hayward. Had a good look there, but it's no good. Iguodala to bring it up. 2-point advantage. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. Jason Tatum sends it away. Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Brown with it up top. Down just a couple. Kanter. No good.
Here we go. Tap the ball.
To Taj Gibson. Fires the three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
He showed that he had great chemistry with his teammates on that shot. Keep getting him good looks, and the one will just keep scoring.
Tatum. Off the iron, no good. Smith with the basketball. Leads 5. Split the D there, but he can't get it to drop. On a pass stolen by the Knicks.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
To Hayward. Curling inside. Rebound comes down to the Knicks. Let's see what the Knicks can do here. Probing the defense. Jaylen Brown able to recover with the block.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way. To Marcus Morris. To Gibson. From the painted area, won't go down. And a whistle.
Just a tic-tac foul.
13. That's his second personal foul. Team foul. 1.
And he connects on the first free throw. Second one off the mark. He goes 1 for 2. To Marcus Morris. Oh, he had it. To Jaylen Brown. Goes reverse to lay it in.
And Ed, here's my offensive theory. More touches, more points. This is a fast-paced league. Either the coaches adapt or you'll be left behind.
To Taj Gibson. Taj Gibson. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Knocked loose. Knicks come away with it.
I'll take that.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Knicks with 4 to shoot. Count the basket at the rim.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
To Marcus Smart. Hayward. To Marcus Smart. And his canter. 3 for 3 in this first half.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Smith now into the front court. Up 6. And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Dennis Smith Jr. Couple of free throws on the way. He's perfect from the line so far. First one goes down.
Subbing in.
And he makes them both.
Oh, this shot what?
Out of bounds.
Substitutions. Boston. Into the game for the Knicks.
short jumper won't go down.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
To Monroe, and stuffs it home.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Celtics have it. To Kemba Walker. Boston with 4 to shoot. And it's Cantor. That's how it's done. He's 4 for 4 in the game.
But most importantly, you have to keep the ball moving. Maybe run some floppy sets, some horn sets. Raise those bigs up, which open up the lane, and let them be the passers to make plays easier for the guards.
Now ready to shoot at the line.
And as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
Andre Iguodala has got 2 shots coming. 71% for his career. Knocks down the first. So he hits the first, misses the second. Almost. Unlucky bounce. Iguodala to bring it up. Lead is 12. To Monroe. Oh, emphatic slam.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Boston with the basketball. To Walker. Takes stock of the floor. Tough move in close quarters with the crossover. Not today.
The most important thing a shooter can do is continue to shoot. The defense is always going to give great effort, but it's more of your psyche that goes into the next shot that will limit you on whether you make the shot or not.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Dennis Smith Jr. It's been a quiet night. Only 3, but he makes that one stick.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Screen come on the left.
To Monroe. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Count the basket inside.
When the ball is in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
The possession lies with New York. Smith now. They need something to go down. It's no good. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say in the huddle, they say 1, 2, 3, no mercy. Now it's time for you to go even harder in the defensive end.
Oh, mistake there as the pass stolen by the Knicks.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
Across the timeline, it's Walker. Down a bundle. On a pass stolen by the Knicks. Passed it off. It's Tatum with the rebound. Walker into the front court. He'll run the offense. Mistake there as the pass stolen by the Knicks. Dennis Smith Jr. 3 for 6 now.
Ed, 2 years ago, I was sitting in the draft room absolutely shocked that Dennis Smith went at 9 in the draft. And when I think about this young man's game, he is just scratching the surface of what he can do. He finished tied for 4th among rookies in scoring last season, and I guarantee you his game is going to continuously go to different levels.
To Monroe. Stuffs it down with authority. Whoa, he got up there.
Just showing you that 40-inch vertical.
Into the front court, it's Walker. His guy's down big. Oh, with the foul. And a chance coming up at the line.
Sometimes when you get up big, you get a little careless. But attention to detail through the end, that's how you avoid unnecessary fouls.
Kemba Walker at the line for 2 shots. A career 83% free throw shooter. Misses the first. Knocks down the second after missing the first. To Julius Randle. Rebound, Jason Tatum. Walker. Driving right to the basket. And draws the foul.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
Jason Tatum, a couple of free throws on the way. Shooting 50%, some yes, some no, in this contest. Knocks down the second after missing the first. New York in control of the basketball. To Julius Randle. Surveys the floor. To Julius Randle. Now ready for a couple of free throws.
I don't mind that effort at all. At least they're still out here competing on the defensive end.
Julius Randle has got 2 shots coming, shooting 50%, some yes, some no, in this contest. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. To Kemba Walker. Has a look. Add 2 points to the board.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
New York Knicks basketball. Smith. New York with 4 to shoot. To Julius Randle. Shot clock violation. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Oh, you can't do that.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Can't connect on the first free throw. Good recovery. Hits the second free throw. Smith with it up top. His guys holding the big lead. Taj Gibson goes to the left side. The screen sets him up for 2.
Clear the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
Ball's controlled by Boston. To Walker. Sizing up the defense. To Kemba Walker.
Switch.
To the rim. Lays it up and in.
It's almost like he had the defender on a string, and he's the puppet master.
Smith into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Here comes the screen. To Monroe. Stuffs it down with authority.
And Ed, not every pass needs to be a home run pass or thread the needle. Sometimes an easy kick ahead or an easy shuffle pass can make the game simple. The more simplistic the game is, the more efficient you'll be as a unit.
To Walker. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much. I did, but the defender didn't.
Smith to Monroe. Doesn't have the touch. No good.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you on the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Great defense there, forcing the pickup. Here comes the screen. And counted at the rim.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Walker with the basketball. Looking to make something happen. Lets it fly from long range. Off the mark. No good. To Julius Randle. And the nice finish at the rim.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Count the basket. They gave him a look, and why not?
You know what I like about this pass play? Instead of putting his head down and forcing the action, he patiently waited for the play to develop.
To Monroe. Here comes the screen. To Monroe. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
And a lot of passers usually have their head on a swivel, but ultimately, either you have a feel for the game or you don't.
Taj Gibson snatching it out of the air.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Possession lies with New York. Probing the defense. To Dennis Smith Jr. Trying to cash in. Smith shot, no good. Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him.
But you can't just be a one-dimensional player. I know you're probably frustrated by me even saying that, but when you don't even give the option to pass the ball by utilizing some head fakes or ball fakes here and there, you save the defender by keeping them on their toes with the element of surprise.
Across the timeline, it's Walker. His guys can get a 2-for-1 if they time this out. He cruises in for two. Too easy.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
To Julius Randle. Big finish that time for Julius Randle.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
From 18 feet at the buzzer. Knocks it down off the step back. That ends the third quarter. The Knicks are way out in front. It's the Celtics with the ball as we start this fourth.
Substitutions, New York. Subbing in for the Boston Celtics.
They go down low to Randle. doesn't get the bounce.
Got some form.
To Jaylen Brown. Here comes the screen. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
Knicks with the basketball. Here comes the screen. To Julius Randle. And look out. At this point, they're twisting in the wind.
Were you looking for a response from me? Because I don't really know what else there is to even say. I mean, is this even a game? I mean, we should just start packing up and getting ready to go right now.
Hand in his face, still hits. You don't see that very often.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
Nothing going here on that drive. Down low to Monroe. Able to convert inside.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with the fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Oh, bad pass, and the Celtics have it.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
And he's going to the free throw line.
Okay, now we're on the home stretch, and you got a big lead. Don't let your opponent back in this game by giving up extra possessions.
Nope, first one does not go. Second one goes. It's a 1 of 2 trip. Smith to Julius Randle. Nice finish at the rim.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
Block shot. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Let's see what the Knicks can do here.
I got ball.
To Monroe. Boston secures the rebound. To Jaylen Brown. Oh, they call the foul, Jay.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Walker. Where's the chatter? No one was even close to him.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
To Julius Randle. Ah, the monster stuff.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Count the basket.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Into the front court comes Smith. His guys leading by 14.
Get over.
And he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
Ed, as a defender, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot foul in the act of upward motion into your shot. Your timing needs to be better.
First one, count it.
Oh, yeah, we're going right back to it.
Two for two on that trip.
There it
Walker into the front court. Down a bundle.
Cut her.
For three. Missed it.
Here we go.
2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
To Dennis Smith Jr.
Screen coming left. Screen coming.
5 to shoot.
Watch that back door.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Here's a chance from long range, and Dennis Smith Jr. so athletic, good on the quick release.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those three things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
That's the intensity you need to see. Whenever a player running back on defense after a dunk like that holds it inside of his forearm, it lets you know how hard he dunked that basketball.
Screen coming. Smith, nice pass to set things up. Has a chance. Randall's shot off the mark. Into the front court, it's Walker. His guys down big. A lot of contact. Shots no good, and no foul. To Dennis Smith Jr. Dennis Smith Jr. With that, he's 5 for 9.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Give him 2 points. High percentage.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way, though.
Dennis Smith Jr. Second effort, Randall. To Dennis Smith Jr. Alexia Jinsa with a piece.
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Walker with the basketball. He'll run the offense. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
So many times we get on the defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Unable to connect on the free throw. The possession lies with New York.
Man, clear the lane. I got this.
Probing the defense. To Dennis Smith Jr. Knicks with 4 to shoot.
Watch that cutter.
Shot clock violation. Deep 3 at the buzzer. Hits the late 3 at the buzzer, but it's not going to be enough. This game is all over. It's a victory for the Knicks as they win this one handily. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen.
The Knicks emerged victorious after a tight finish. I could get into detail about their play calling and shot selection, but let's be honest. We all know that the dunks were...
Game track. 3-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen.
Player of the game.
Easy choice for player of the game. No one else made as big of an impact in this matchup. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose, and it's been our pleasure to present you with some NBA basketball.